Alright guys, Master N here. Today we're starting something because the regular season is over. We're doing postseason team overviews. We're going to do all 32 teams. So we're going to start out with the Bears, and the rest of the NFC North is coming soon. If you're not a Bears fan, if you're a Bears fan, like and subscribe because there's going to be a lot of Bears news coming. And if you're not a Bears fan, like and subscribe so you don't miss the news for your teams coming. And tell me what your teams are, because I haven't planned what division to record after the NFC North. So I'd like to know what division I should do based on my subscribers. I know one of my subscribers is a Cleveland Browns fan. Maybe I'll do the AFC North. I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, this is Bears postseason overview. This year, the Bears' final record was 8-8, and they did make the playoffs. They got the 7th seed. They, in fact, did get the same record 2 years in a row, but last year they didn't make the playoffs, so that's pretty much the thing, yeah. Anyways, that brings us to record-wise. In 2019-2020 season, the Bears went 8-8. 2020-2021 season, the Bears went 8-8. In 2019, we got there in a much more approachable way, like lose maybe like every other game, win a couple in a row, lose a couple in a row. This year, though, was crazy because we went 5-1, 0-6, and then 2-1. No, 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. 3-1, yeah. It was crazy. Actually, I'm not sure if you guys knew this, but I predicted that the Bears would lose to the Packers either way, because I've noticed a pattern. The Bears won 3 games in a row, they lost, then 2 more in a row. So if they win next week and against the Packers next time, that's going to be good. Anyways, enough about playoffs. This is not a playoffs video. Those will come later. But the Bears do have 3 seasons in a row with 50% plus win rates. 2018-19, 12-4, 19-20, 50% at 8 wins, and same with 2020-21, 50% with 8 wins, and in 3 seasons, 2 playoff appearances. Given this one doesn't count as much for the Bears because, well, another team losing was how we got there. But here are our key players. This is probably the first one I'm uploading, so you'll see a lot of these key players slide thing coming all over the place. Underperforming, we have Robert Quinn, the outside linebacker. We just signed him on a huge contract. He has 1 sack this season. That is not what you want. And based on how you signed him and what you expected on him, he is very underperforming. Anthony Miller, the wide receiver, he was supposed to, he did so good in 18 and so good last year that people were like he was going to do good this year, and that Darnell Mooney would just be the slot receiver, but now Anthony Miller's sort of staying at slot. We'll see what happens with that. And again, you're going to see this, and you might not agree with me on this, but people who are injured for a majority of the season, they are considered underperformers because they didn't really perform at all. So Tariq Cohen, he was injured in Game 3. It was a 14-game injury. He was a big underperformer for us because he didn't play. We had to rely on Monty, who started to get his feet and get everything later on in the season. So, yeah. But hopefully next year we could have a double shocker with Tariq Cohen and Monty. So, yeah. Standouts, as always, the bar was set so high for Khalil Mack. He gets double-teamed or plays the best tackle typically every play. I think he has 9 or 10 sacks this season and a couple of tackles for loss. So, yeah. And David Montgomery, he started to pick up. He's starting to do good. In the month of December, he had 5 or 6 touchdowns, so that's really good. Allen Robinson, he's averaging 10.5 yards a catch. That's good for a receiver on an underperforming offense who's getting it together. Darnell Mooney's rookie season, he has 600 yards, which for a rookie receiver that was drafted in the 5th round, you expect him to be like Anthony Miller. And he did much better than Anthony Miller. Roquan Smith led the team in tackles this year, an outstanding performance. And then Akeem Hicks, this was especially earlier on. He would stop the run, he would get the sacks, he was insane early on. So that's our key players tab. Now, the key moment for the Bears was the quarterback coaster that hopefully we won't have to deal with next year. The Mitchell Trubisky versus Nick Foles scenarios. The issue about that was it was focused on more than winning. So you notice Trubisky's benched in a game, they start Foles. Foles wins a couple of games, but then he just loses because of the offensive line doing bad. And then you bench Foles and Trubisky comes in, and suddenly the offensive line is like the best, but the defense does bad. It's just affecting the whole team so much that you have to, I'm sorry about that, that you have to have a quarterback coaster like this. And I really think one of these guys should just be named as the all-time backup. Maybe you get rid of one, get another guy. If Trubisky does good in the playoffs, keep him. If he does bad in the playoffs, get rid of him. Whatever you want. It's just, it shouldn't be that big of a battle for who gets the starting role, because that's where things start to get heavy. Now, the Bears' biggest regrets. The inability to be good for an entire game. I don't know if you've watched any Bears games, if your favorite team has played the Bears, but they have this shocking inability for 4 quarters. So they'll do amazing or they'll do pretty good in a couple of quarters, defensively, offensively. Then one play they'll choke up, and then you just see them looking like a varsity team. Like they won't look any good. Anyways, I believe that is all of the Bears video. Stick around for more postseason review videos. We have the rest of the NFC North coming up. Like and subscribe. Master N out.